Yes, we are running on the rising bridge. That's the standard. Look at the sunrise. Arise and shine. Let's go there. We are running on the rising bridge in Bourdeaux, France. All right, guys, stay tuned. See the world, 360 degrees. Explore with Nelson. Just keep exploring. Let's go. So, guys, keep exploring Nelson. This bridge right in front of me is called the Rising Bridge. It actually goes up when there's a ship, a big vessel coming through. It goes all the way to the top. You can see it's like an escalator. So the bridge rises up all the way to the top. The ship goes by, the vessel goes by, then the bridge comes down again. Quite impressive. You can Google it. You got to explore Nelson and see the world in 360 degrees. That's the standard, guys. Maintain the standard. Ultimate standard.
You may know a story.
This was built in the 12th century.
Well, I'm really happy because she had
columns.
However, after a while, she got a little bit sick.
Quite amazing.
So she conspired with her sons, meaning Richard Reinhardt and Henry Jr.
The longest commerce street in France.
Also the high-fi street and roof upgrade.
So guys, this is a wine tasting place. Different kinds of wine from Bourdeaux. Bourdeaux has a large winery and vineyards. So you can see all kinds of wine all over this place. So we're going to do some wine tasting. So let's keep exploring. Alright guys, stay tuned. That is the standard. Guys, this is the wine tasting thing. So you plug it in and you pick the wine you want. Different wines from different regions. So let's see what we got here. Okay, let's try this. So you set a card. Okay, so now I'm gonna select this. So we'll go to wine now. So now test it. Wine testing. If you come to Bourdeaux, you have to try their yogurt. They make good yogurt, the yogurt here, and also the canali. I'll show you guys canali. Hold on 1 minute. That's canali. So it looks like. Famous in Bourdeaux.
Tu regardes, le moment il y a la date dessus.
Canali de Bourdeaux. So when you come to Bourdeaux, make sure you try the canali and the yogurt. Very, very common here. Alright, we got one.
On top of that bell tower, you see that golden statue. It's copper gilded, golden leaves. It's a Mother Mary with Jesus in her arms. That was later added in 1863 as an homage to the Archbishop Paperland. And that homage is that generally statues are pointing towards Rome, but this is looking towards the Medoc, which is the birthplace of Paperland. Now, something very obvious about this bell tower is it's not connected to the cathedral. The reason for this is that we're worried about the very large vibrations of the bells affecting the integrity of the main structure of the cathedral. So for that reason, it was built just to the side. But the bell tower is a little bit problematic in modern day because it's continuing to sink by about 2 centimeters every year. The reason for this is Bourdeaux City is actually built on top of one gigantic bog, an entire marshland. And that bog used to be much higher, but in 1599, a man arrived in the city called Cumberland Gosselin with a system to drain soils. The reason this man is so happy is his full-time job is dedicated to drinking wine, and the reason he has that privilege is because he's the Roman god of wine who goes by the name of... That is the Greek god of wine, and the Roman god of wine is... Bacchus. You know this guy? Okay, same god but different name. Romans call him Bacchus, Greeks call him Dionysus. Just before I tell you the last stop, there in the Victorian grab a quick group photo, guys, and then we will get started with the very last stop. Just there is fine. With a staff and ball in her hand, representing power, like what a king or queen receives during their coronation. However, you may see the hand on top of the staff, and it's a representation of the people's power, more particularly the people's vote. It is the bedrock of the new French Republic. And along with the people's power, all the other monuments you see around signify the pro-values they want to find in the new French Republic. So you see a man underneath his arm going across, looking very strong. He also looks a bit like Joseph Stalin. He represents hard work. Over to his left, or that's your right, you'll see a lady with a lion at her side. The lady is a depiction of Delacroix's painting of Lady Marianne representing liberty. The lion represents courage. The children scattered around representing hope. But the largest, most obvious feature of this monument are horses. They're not just any horses, they're aquatic horses, representing new ideas and happiness in the French Republic. So these are all the pro-values to bring them straight forward to the city of Bourdeaux. Before they get there, I can get up 3 anti-values right here of the French Republic. So we have 3 anti-values, guys. I'll tell you them in a random order and see if you can figure them out. So, we come a bit closer, guys. We have ignorance, we have lies, we have fear. Ignorance, lies, and fear. So the first one we're going to speak about is the one on the far left. Okay, the one on the far left. Hands up, who believes it to be lies? Okay, anyone fragrant? This is called, we can see throughout the city right here. It is called the Monument Girondin. It was erected between the years of 1893 and 1902 to commemorate the political party of the Girondins, who were unfortunately all executed. They were executed at the hands of a man called Robespierre, who was the leader of a party from Paris called the Montagne, who were the instigators of the French Revolution. When the French Revolution began, these two parties were in agreement, but as it occurred, they had very different opinions. The Robespierre team, the Girondins, an anti-revolutionary force, and he began what he called his reign of terror, which came to Bourdeaux, and all the Girondins were executed at the hands of Robespierre. So 100 years later, in their memory, this monument was built. Now looking up to the very top of the monument, we'll see a bronze statue of an angel with a broken chain in her hand. This angel represents freedom, and the broken chain is the breaking repression that they believe came from the French monarchy. But finally, guys, we're going to head on to the very last stop of the tour. With a slight bit of a detour, we're going to go around this fence to the triumphal fountain of the new French Republic. So right this way.
This is the first church, cathedral in Bourdeaux. Was built in the 12th century. Pretty old by the, it's quite amazing. This church was built by the Crusaders. The scale of people who were not Christians. Has a lot of history in the 12th century. Quite amazing. Impressive artist. So this is the Opera House. And in the center of town. It's quite nice. New colonial building. There's a tram that goes in the middle of the city. Alright, let's move on. Let's keep exploring. That's the standard. Intercontinental Hotel, Bourdeaux.